Hi, I'm Todd Heitkamp, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, Mother Nature gave us something that we really didn't need in many of the areas, and that's what we call snow. The Highway 14 corridor really got hit hard, anywhere from 8 to 13 inches of snow on Saturday night into Sunday, and a lot of that was a lot of moisture with that snow as well. So going around those areas on those lakes has definitely gotten a lot tougher over the past couple of days due to that snow cover. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we look ahead over the next week. But before the storm, there were some guys catching fish out there. There wasn't a lot. I mean, it definitely, you can tell it was called the dog days of winter, so to speak. And a lot more people are out perch fishing than walleye fishing and having a little bit more luck doing that. But as far as the walleye bite is concerned, up in the northeastern part of the state, lakes that produced a few walleyes included Bitter, Wabae, Reed, Goose, Indian, Dry Lake by Clark, also Big Stone and Rush, and just a few there. And then also a few being caught down the southeastern part of the state. Those lakes included Ponset, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Thompson, Sinai, Albert. We haven't talked about Albert in quite a while. Campbell, Clear, Island, as well as Beaver. And also Beaver, we haven't talked about that. And some really nice quality fish coming out of there lately. What have guys been doing to catch those walleyes? It's, guys are still using, the infamous buckshot rattle spoons or the flutter spoons that we've talked about in weeks past. But now it seems like some other guys are having better luck with, some jigging wraps or that type of variety, such as the shiver minnows, also the Acme hyperglides and hyper rattles, and be a little bit more aggressive jigging with them. So keep that in mind. Maybe, with a decreasing amount of snow cover in some areas, maybe a little bit more sunshine is, kind of brought them back to life, added a little bit more oxygen in the water, and made them a little bit more active. So keep that in mind this next week. As far as the perch bite is concerned, again, a lot more people are out there perch fishing than walleye fishing and having a little bit more success. You have to sort in many areas to find those quality keeper fish, but still lakes that have produced perch this past week include Bitter, Dry Lake by Clark, also Big Stone, Pickerel, Minnewaska, as well as Lamb, Beaver, Ponset, Sinai, South Oakwood, and that's dropped off considerably. And then also Diamond and Island have been the main lakes. As far as the bluegill bite is concerned, some guys are catching a lot of bluegill down by Henry, by Scotland, as well as Hendricks, and then also Big Stone. Now, what have guys been doing to catch those perch? A lot of guys have been using the drop chain lures that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks. That includes the Perch Talkers by Lindy, also the D-chain Cast Masters, the Haleys, the Pilkies. And some guys are even just grabbing the drop chain and adding that onto their favorite jig and coming away with some nice fish that way as well. But a lot of fish now have been caught dead sticking with live bait, meaning minnows. I think you can still catch plenty of perch using maggots or waxworms, but it seems like the bigger fish now are being caught dead sticking with minnows. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about something that we haven't ever talked about before, and that's shack care. What do I mean by shack care? Well, basically what it comes down to is taking care of your investment. All of you have spent a lot of money on your equipment, and specifically your shack, and you want to take care of it. And how can you take better care of it? And I'm not saying all of you don't take care of it, but some of the things that we see or we hear about, that's what we want to try to minimize. And what we're trying to minimize is you rushing. All too often, a lot of poles will get bent or even broken, or the tarps will get ripped or whatever, when people are taking down the equipment for the end of the day, heading back home. And when people talk about heading back home, they're in a little bit more of a rush than they were when they were coming out on the ice. So again, the main thing that you can do is to take your time to fold it up properly, let the poles slide in there, don't force it. If you're trying to force anything, that's the poles or that shack is telling you, you're doing things wrong. So again, just take it easy, take a little extra TLC, and you're going to come out in the long run money ahead because you won't have to worry about replacing that investment. However, if you do need to replace the investment, now's the time to do it. As you can see behind me, we have plenty of shacks still on the floor, and some of them at some fantastic prices. The ones behind me include the Otter Lodge at $619, the Jason Mitchell Thermal X at $779, and then also the Eskimo Grizzly, an unbelievable price of $659. So if you're interested in any of those shacks or any other shack, stop on by because all of them are on great, fantastic clearance prices. So stop on by here at the store. But again, the next time you're out on the ice and you're heading home, again, take a little bit of extra time to fold everything up. And then when you get home, if you have a place that you can open it up and dry it out and wipe it down, it'll thank you for it in the long run as well. So again, if you have any questions about shacks that we have on sale, check us out on the web at dakotaangler.com or give us a call. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to todd@dakotaangler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. Well, folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you of our ongoing ice fishing sale here at Dakota Angler. Everything ice fishing is on sale. That includes shacks, as I already mentioned, clothing, electronics, augers, jigs, rods, and reels. Everything that, like I said, is on sale that relates to ice fishing. So stop on by and check out our great selection. Honestly, folks, you're not going to find a better selection of ice fishing gear anywhere in the tri-state area. So swing on by and take a look at our inventory as well as the great sales. And if you can't make it by, check us out on the web at dakotaangler.com or feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.